What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with another Aha remix from the second disc of the Time and Again compilation. And the next one is a remix I'm very curious about because it's the 3-time gun mix of The Blood That Moves the Body, one of the singles from Stay on These Roads. And the reason I'm curious is because I remember reacting to the 2-time gun remix. So yeah, my recollection is that the 2-time gun remix had a bit more of a kinetic, almost funky sound. I think it started a bit different, like the arrangement or chronology of the tune was a bit different, but even in terms of the main sections of the track, it had a slightly different sound relative to the album track. So the fact that this is called the 3-time gun mix makes me think that it'll be closer to the 2-time gun mix, maybe enhanced in some way, maybe just a rearranged or reordered remix that is more or less the same as the 2-time gun mix, but yeah, obviously there's a direct nominal connection to that other mix, but with an additional number, and thus I'm thinking this one came after. Either way, I'm aware that all the remixes remaining on this compilation are from the time of the original track, whereas the first couple were from more recent, or like at the time of the compilation Time and Again's release. So yeah, let's give it a listen. This is the 3-time gun mix of the Blood That Moves the Body, a track originally from their 1988 album Stay on These Roads.
It's the way we feel
Oh,
tonight, as if it's all real. Alright, my love, don't you like to? I love, know I'll react to the love that moves the body. It's the way we feel tonight. The way we feel tonight, let us all to our cold and lonely life.
like the little reverse at the end. So yeah, that's actually way more different than I expected it to be, and in the moment, my perception, my impression is that that's farther away from the two-time gun mix than the two-time gun mix was from the original album track. Like, it really felt like they reconfigured it, they rearranged it, and they made it into more of like what I now think of when I think of an 80s extended or like 12-inch mix. Like, they really pull some parts out of the tune, they bring some elements that I don't recall hitting in this way in the original version of the tune, or even again the two-time gun remix. So yeah, it was much more different than I expected. There's this constant like rolling over, flourishing, this rapid fire percussive rolling in the tune. So it feels like it's always turning over, always keeping the dynamic percussive rhythms going. And then, of course, there's some sections where it does get a bit more minimal and stripped down. Obviously, there's some playing with Morton's vocals, especially at the beginning. So as I said, it feels more like a proper 12-inch dance floor 80s remix than did the two-time gun mix. And yeah, I enjoy some of the elements that stand out, that like funky bass flourish, some of those organ like keyboard flourishes, and as I said, just these rolling percussive layers that, especially like at the end of measures, have this like sliding flourish into the next measure. So yeah, as I said, that was surprising in terms of how different it was. I guess if you're not particularly into 12-inch 80s remixes, this might feel like it's going even too far away from the album track, you know, even in relation to how the two-time gun remix sounded. So I would get that, but you know, as someone who does enjoy a dance floor remix, there's parts of this where I'm really grooving to it. And indeed, it sounded a bit like tribal house, you know, with those cycling drums, but the like steady 4-to-the-floor rhythm, which, you know, the original track has that kind of steady rhythm, but this one felt more like house than the other one, which just feels kind of like, you know, driving synth pop. So yeah, a surprising remix. I did enjoy it, though as I said, I would understand if people feel like this one is just so far away from the album tune that it's just kind of its own entity. In any case, from Luca, who has now roused and is into beauty grooming mode, let us know what you think, and I will see you for the next one. Peace.